Joe Biden has a real power problem. You might even say an abuse of power problem. And I don't mean political power, but yeah, I mean, of course, he's abusing his power. And it seems like with these latest bombshells that he's abusing his power or he's selling influence, which is the definition of abuse of power, I guess, or part of the definition is to use your power for ill-gotten gain. And he's doing it with a bunch of international or foreign countries and their energy companies. That's where the money is, baby. That's where the money is. Energy companies. Go into business with energy companies and sell your influence and make a bunch of money and, for your family to be wealthy forever. But I'm not talking about that kind of power. All right. What I'm talking about is Wikipedia, Samantha Power, this woman right here. Biden has a power problem. But before I continue, subscribe and share and click the notification bell. Do it now. Do it now. It's right there if you haven't done it. I'm sorry for those of you who have done it. I just got to take this moment. You got to click the subscription button and then share this video. All right. So this woman is Samantha Power, 28th United States Ambassador to the United Nations. Served from August 5th, 2013 to January 20th, 2017. So she was, for Obama's second term in office, she was the ambassador to the United Nations and quite an impressive person. I would say one of the most impressive people in the Obama administration, Samantha Power. Power began her career as a war correspondent covering the Yugoslav wars before embarking on an academic career. In 1998, she became the founding executive director of the Carr Center for Human Rights Policy at the Harvard Kennedy School, where she later served first professor of practice of global leadership public policy. She was the senior advisor to Senator Barack Obama until March 2008 when she resigned. And then she joined his campaign, she joined the State Department, joined the State Department transition team late November. So she's been involved with Obama. So she was with the Obama administration for all 8 years, the last 4 years serving as the UN ambassador. Power's office focused on such issues as United Nations reform, women's rights, LGBT rights, religious freedom, and religious minorities, refugees, human trafficking, human rights, and democracy, including the Middle East, North Africa, Sudan, and Myanmar. Okay, so this woman is right up my alley for like what she's focused on: religious minorities, refugees, human trafficking, human rights, religious freedoms. All right, women's rights. She's got her heart in the right place. Check this out. Power was the subject of the 2014 documentary Watchers of the Sky, which explains the contribution of several notable people, including Power, to the cause of genocide prevention. All right, so you Armenian followers of this channel probably already know what I'm getting at here. You already know Samantha Power. If you don't, then good, this would be informational for you. Some of you who aren't Armenian may know what I'm talking about if you're my Christian followers. But I'm willing to wager you have no idea what I'm getting at here. But Power is she's a subject of that documentary. She won a Pulitzer Prize in 2003 for her book, A Problem from Hell, America and the Age of Genocide, a study of the U.S. foreign policy response to genocide. The reason for this clip is if Joe Biden becomes the president, we may have more of the same. A good, powerful woman who is, a good, powerful person. It's not that she's a woman. A good, powerful person doing the right, with the right heart, being stymied. But I'll get to that. A Problem from Hell, America and the Age of Genocide is a book by American Samantha Power. Jumping forward, it explores the United States' understanding of, response to, and inaction on genocides in the 20th century, from the Armenian genocide to the ethnic cleansings of the Kosovo War. Power observes that our American policymakers have been consistently reluctant to condemn mass atrocities as genocide or to take responsibility for leading an international military intervention. She argues that without significant pressure from the American public, policymakers have avoided the term genocide. In other words, without pressure, they're just avoiding it. The American people are supposed to determine what our leaders do, and they're not pressuring them not to use the word genocide. Policymakers have avoided the term genocide altogether, which came into more widespread use after the Holocaust of World War II. Instead, they appeal to the priority of national interests or argue that a U.S. response would be futile and accelerate violence as a justification for inaction. She thinks such justifications are usually ill-founded. So the argument that if we say genocide, it's just going to stir things up and make it worse. So let's just not use the term genocide. And she argues in her book, Power begins with her book begins with an outline of the international response to the Armenian genocide. She next describes Raphael Lemkin's efforts to lobby for American action against Nazi atrocities in Europe. In chapter 2, she expands it. So this is a woman that understands the Armenian genocide. She understands that the international community, and that being the United States of America at the top of the international community, has a responsibility to recognize genocides. And if you don't recognize them and don't step in, they will continue. All right? This woman's on the right track. Well, this is from April 25th, 2017. April 25th, 2017. Now, if Joe Biden gets elected, this is what may just continue, because that's what anybody who's voting for Joe Biden, that's what they're thinking. They're like, well, we want things to go back to the way they were before this crazy man, Donald Trump. Let's go back to the way things were before that. Well, here's the way things were. Samantha Power apologizes for Obama administration's failure to recognize genocide. You may say, well, Trump hasn't done it yet. No, he hasn't done it yet. But this was 8 years Samantha Power was in the administration. Pulitzer Prize winning author and former U.S. ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power took to social media Monday to apologize for not properly acknowledging the Armenian genocide during her tenure in the Barack Obama's administration. I am very sorry. I am very sorry that during our time in office, we in the Obama administration did not recognize the Armenian genocide, Power said in a series of tweets on Monday. Almost every Armenian American family was touched in some way by the genocide. Ongoing Turkish denial makes the genocide an open wound. I would argue that it's a continuation of the genocide. To deny it means you're still suppressing and killing the memories of that population. So it's an ongoing genocide. Genocide is not just the killing of people. It's the elimination of a culture. Ongoing Turkish denial makes the genocide an open wound, added Power, who became the first high-ranking member of the Obama administration to apologize for the president's failure to honor his campaign pledge. Thinking of Armenians everywhere on Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, 102 years ago, Ottoman authorities began a slaughter that would kill 1.5 million. We don't need to read the rest of this, I don't think. It just talks about when she joined the campaign and how Obama giving his numerous promises to recognize the genocide once elected president. Of course, Obama reversed course and he didn't honor his campaign pledge. Okay, so that's not unique to Obama. Every president has done that. They promised to recognize it and then went back on their word. And so I'm not saying Trump is better than this, but I'm saying if you want to go back to what's already been demonstrated under an Obama-Biden administration, a woman who won a Nobel or a Pulitzer Prize for a book saying the government has to recognize the genocide. I mean, she's the UN ambassador of anybody on the planet that can get that done. It would be her. Yet she didn't. Here she is apologizing for not doing it. So do we want more of that? Well, elect Joe Biden, and we'll see if we'll get some more of that. At least with Trump, gosh, he does some unorthodox things. He's talking about Nagorno-Karabakh and Artsakh. So maybe. Did I say to subscribe yet? Did I mention you need to click the subscription button and to share this video and click the notification bell? Did I say that yet? You need to. All right, so I'm just going to wrap this up here. Joe Biden has a power problem. You know, if you vote for Joe Biden, maybe she'll get another shot at it. Maybe that's it. Maybe, you know, she had 8 years to get her get in the ear of these powerful people and say, this is what needs to happen. But I don't know. It's a risk. He's got a power problem. Joe Biden's been in government for 47 years, almost as long as this woman's been alive. And it hasn't happened. So, gosh, I try to be objective. I try to be even and fair here. I'm outing myself. But these are important things. What matters to me is genocide. Recognizing genocide and stopping genocide. The current president of the United States has not entered new wars, has committed fewer resources to active warfare and battle than any preceding presidents. And he does crazy things. He might just step in and recognize statehood for Artsakh. I'm banking on it. If Joe Biden does get elected, I'm going to continue pushing for statehood for Artsakh. So don't get me wrong. It's just that, which is more likely. We don't have really good choices here, but you got to choose the lesser of two evils. Always. All right. Subscribe and share.